Here's the thing for you. The newspaper, every so often I open it up and it says to me, woman found with bum in tree. Right? And tits down a fucking drain, hands found on 2 fucking lockups 5 miles away, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? And it turns out it's a partner. There is a thought in your head that thinks to yourself, she probably had something to do with it. She probably did, come on. She did. She probably wound that guy up till eventually went, bitch, you better shut your pie hole, or I'm gonna cut your ass off and stick it up a fucking tree. And she still went on. Still went on. That's females for you, they never know that line because they deserve Brad Pitt. Yeah, they deserve George Clooney. They can give you shite because there'll be another fucking mug anytime they fucking choose. Any female can just walk straight into a bar, hold her pish flaps open and say, you. And that's it. See you later, boys. No matter, you can be just sitting there with your friends talking about the death of your father. And the conversation's only going on for about 2.5 minutes. Not long enough to have shown simpatical empathy or sympathy or whatever. I know you're talking about your dead dad, but see you later. And every guy in the group would go, right, fair enough. It's not as if it happens every day. Why not though? Do you know what? In my heart of hearts, I would never stray, and I think Miss Wright, if she's out there, she's probably up a fucking tree in Africa with a bone through her nose. But the thing is, fuck it, sit on, as long as she's not wearing a fez. Anyway, she can piss in one. Won't even filming it for later. Anyway, but the thing is this, for later consumption. You notice that in the 1400s, loads of people died of consumption. A spot of blood. I'm away. Smelling salts, nothing could bring them back. Terrible, innit? The suffering of people in the 1400s. You know, having leeches put on their bodies, which we know now were good for them. However, the point I was arriving at, of course, if you don't mind me finishing it, you fucking bastards, is that, so a female without a man is like a horse without a head. Yeah? How you meant to give head without a head, bitch? Anyway, I'm joking, of course. Or am I? So, Miss Wright would know that I couldn't possibly stray, because I've alienated about every female drawing breath in the Western Hemisphere tonight. And it's a woman, you see. It's a woman I set my heart on when I was 7. And, you know, I didn't realise I had to fucking wait this long, but clinical depression and rarely leaving the house will do that to you. However, I've thrown my net out into the wild frontier and into the wild beyond, and perhaps she will come to me. She would be a woman of depth, substance, character and fun. She'd make things fun and easy. Because they would be fun and easy. You know, I went out with this chick once, right? Imagine Carol Malden's nose, only imagine it out on a fucking stump, right? So Carol Malden's nose floating 2 inches further away from the face, right? No big deal. Split in half at the end, she'd broken it twice, landed on it, and a giant freckle floating about on the end of this Carol Malden-esque nose. I love that scene on the waterfront where he says, "This is a crucifixion." Pentium! Curriculum vitae! Ad infinitum! Anyway, the thing is this, so she was pot, ugly, right? That wasn't a big deal. Obviously let her on the ark. I wasn't sailing yet. Just wanted to try it out and see what happened. But anyway, the thing is this. After 2 or 3 months of ba la 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 do 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 la 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 la, it gradually degenerated into la 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 ba la 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 la. Just from her, I was still going la 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 la, right? And then she was ba la 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 la. Are you alright, you fucking mad cow? Right? The point is this. It degenerated into farce. Right? But I didn't notice. I was still going. I was still performing beautifully towards her. I was still, being lovely towards her. And one day she sat upright in bed, like Dracula out of a coffin, as most females are vampires. Different body, but the same fucking nature. Anyway, the thing is this. She sat upright and went, I can't date anymore. I can't date anymore. Just out of the blue, I had no fucking idea what she was talking about. And she'd been lying stoned and prone as usual, just earlier. And I gave this girl multiple orgasm after multiple orgasm. Still, she deserved Brad Pitt when she doesn't deserve Brad's shit, right? And she said to me, I hadn't a clue what she was fucking talking about. What is it that she could possibly be bumping her gums about? Her gum bones about. I can't take it anymore, can't take it anymore. What can you not take anymore, you mad, insane, fucking angry little gay boy in genetic drag? Females are angry little gay boys in genetic drag, unless they act like a woman. So, if she doesn't act like a woman, doesn't seem like a woman, doesn't look like a fucking woman, she's an angry little gay boy in genetic drag who hates all men. Because she wants to be a fucking man. Freud, another great thinker, called it penis envy. So that's Shakespeare, Tolstoy, Freud, Dickens, Rabbie Burns, myself. That you're all wrong. You notice that? A female never ever blames herself. Ever. No logic or accountability. Yeah, never ever blames themselves for anything. It's always someone else to blame. Never me. Never me. It's you. It's you. You're the one who's to blame for what I'm responsible for. Somehow it's you. Yeah, like a cat on a fucking hot tin roof coming up with things from the 1970s, And then, if you try to address that foolishly, they'll round you again like a small flyweight giving you an uppercut with a Stanley knife in the 1980s. Yeah, and if you're foolish enough to move on to that, to address that, they've slashed you across here, something they've anally retained from the 1990s. Females love getting fucked in the arse, do you notice that? They love it, because all the demons like the bats out of fucking hell fly out the fucking back passage. 1993, 1972, Love it. The thing is this, like I say, this chick sat bolt upright in her coffin and said to me that the reason that she'd said this, she'd erupted with this nonsense, was because she couldn't stand being happy all the time anymore. What the fuck? And so, I should have just grabbed her and went, say my fucking name, bitch! But I didn't. What I should have done was just put her on the catapult I had outside and went, no. Hopefully she would have landed in the nearby Clyde. And so, instead I foolishly asked her what the fuck she was talking about. And like I say, she said to me that all her friends had arguments and we never argued. Therefore that proved her friends' partners cared more about them than I did about her. Now, if there's any female drawing breath out there who thinks that she had some logic and can see that and agree and identify with her, there are some very good cliffs not too far from where you live. I'm happy to drive you there, right? When we get to the edge, if you want me to have sex with you, you'll have to donate something to one of my worthy causes. I'll think about it. Then I'll just refuse and shove you over. Bye-bye. So, of course, the girl was barking mad. She deluded herself to that extent. I mean, true happiness comes from simply not having had bad times for a long time. The longer, the better. You don't have to have arguments, it's nonsense. You can by all means disagree on things. But to argue is literally like welcoming cancer into your bloodstream. Yeah. So you don't have to argue. It doesn't make a relationship healthy. It makes it as healthy as cancer makes your body. Cancer makes your body. Anyway, the thing is this. So don't argue. I'm going to give you a gift now, and then I'm going to shoot. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your life who genuinely cares about you, kneel down with them. Just slow down time. Slow down time. Hold each other's hands. Look into each other's dewy eyes. And say to one another, nothing. Just listen for the sound of each other's breathing, and in tune, your rhythms, the rhythm of your hearts, will become one. And will strength into one another. In silence, slow down time, and will strength into one another. Will love into one another. Give each other strength, draw strength from one another in silence, simply kneeling up, staring at each other, looking into one another's eyes, holding each other's hands. Breathe life into one another. You don't need any of the shite that's on the television. You don't need monsters who call themselves feminists telling you what to think and do. All you need is silence and true love. And if you want to have kids, the first thing you should go looking for is a good person to have them with. Until that person's in place, don't you fucking dare. So, you've heard what I've said. My number one concern during this entire performance has been to reduce the number of fatherless children we find in the next generation, and to increase the happiness of females who otherwise will end up in their 50s staring inconsolably and impenetrably in deep sorrow at a kitchen wall, and the spineless male, the only male they could ever end up with, allowed that to happen as he's hiding his tin of beer at 10 p.m. I see them on the football forums, hiding their beer at 10 p.m. Better move, guys, here, she-hoot must be obeyed's coming, you know, and hide their beer. Yeah. That's not a relationship, that's a mum and a son. If a female wants to be a woman, she can't date a boy. And if she is dating a boy, try and encourage him to be more of a man and stand up to you. I've found that when a female says to you, "You don't like strong women," quite the opposite is true. I love a strong woman. I've never met one. I've met countless weak, silly little girls. Sluts, basically. And a real woman, though, would have depth, should be a giving human being. A giving human being. Should have morality, decency. Why, she might even be a vegetarian virgin with a heart of gold. Communist leanings. And if she was that, I'd fucking get down on one knee. I'd get down on one knee for them apples. Anyway, for that woman. And I could never stray, as I've met her competition and it doesn't exist. So, maybe not. Anyway, the thing is this. So, if you want a spineless guy, why not get a dog, cut its balls off, pull its spine out its arse and call it Benson? Yeah? You want someone to do whatever you want. The reality is, most females can't stand the idea of a strong man in their life. Yeah, it's just too much for their insecurity. I know females who wanted to date me, but didn't date me because they knew I would have dominated proceedings and made them have a wonderful fun time with multiple orgasms. I wish to fuck somebody would dominate proceedings where I had a wonderful fun time and multiple fucking orgasms. If I had one orgasm in my fucking life, I'd buy the cunt a fucking jewel-encrusted crown. Yeah. When I come, the bus stops and I get off. Yeah. They go on the motorway and they don't fucking stop. They get stuck in their fucking ring road till they run out of gas. You still find them wobbling by the side of the fucking hard shoulder. Astral travelling. You notice that? Chicks go astral travelling when they're coming. Imagining themselves on a steed, a shining white steed, with Prince Charming, George Clooney. Whereas a Hun would imagine herself on that horse with Kung Bully. Yeah. Her one tooth just off centre, her giant bacon forearms wrapped round his midriff, as the homosexual Billy rides into Hades hoping that Satan just destroys him for eternity, rather than the fucking alternative. No wonder Huns go home and beat their wives. Yeah. But here's the thing. This is the case, right? Females are scared. That's what's behind it all. No wonder. Walking about a world where most people are twice your fucking height, right? 10 times your strength and have a propensity for dragging you up a close and shagging you. But the thing is, any female that says, all men are potential rapists, just say to her this immortal phrase I coined. Then all women are potential Myra Hindleys. You know who you are. Anyway, but the thing is this, right? Of course, it would be insanity to stereotype to that extent. What you've been doing all night, you prick. What you John? So, if you don't want to end up inconsolably unloved and unloving in your late 50s, crying, going through the menopause, staring at a kitchen wall, with a man you're hunting about the house as he hides tins of beer from you, with children who know their mum doesn't love their dad and they don't really want to grow up like that, or worse, sitting in the dark, staring at a dark corner of a living room you're having a relationship with, staring at a flashing oblong called eternity. And your bastard children, all asleep, soundly thrashed to sleep. Then, if you don't want to be buried in a single plot with no visitors, heed my advice. Go looking for the most good man who exists out there. You'll find them, but they won't be wearing Armani suits. They'll be shopping at Madeline Man. Here he comes. He's fucking chic. Madeline Man. He's top drawer. Anyway, the thing is, if you're looking for something other than that, then you're a shallow, superficial cunt who deserves what she's got coming. Yeah? Destroy capitalism. Stay in the house, look after your man and your children, and try and encourage him to be a better man, and try and encourage him to come to me. And see if you've no intention of doing that, I'm going to give some of your money so I can help children out there who are dying. I always believed females were these more deeply caring creatures. I was always led to believe that. Yet when I see them tucking into the side of a kebab, or I see them turning a complete blind eye to starving children, how can you call yourself a woman and allow children to die needlessly while you're having needless operations? There's an oxymoron. Yeah, you're having needless operations while there's children out there who need operations in order to go back to work. Yeah. So don't begrudge them. Help me to help you to help them. Yeah? That's all I ask. I genuinely want your kids to have a father. A good man, rather. And I want you to have a future. And I want your kids to have a future. Divided, they've got control of your mind. And they make males' lives an even more futile existence. Therefore, less likelihood of an uprising. So, they've got you, but they don't have to have you. So I'm empowering females by telling them, go out and find a good man and pass on his genes. Think about your future kids. Don't you want them to have the genes of a good man inside them? Or do you want some Armani shallow prick who knobs everything that's not fucking nailed down? Is that what you want for a son? Some wee woman-hating prick? Yeah? Or do you want a good man who can only find down coal mines? Rescuing children from the cloud of poverty. Ah! Yeah? From the dead weight of poverty crushing them into an early grave. Be the woman of my dreams. I always imagined a woman, brimming with this, you could never rival her generosity. I always imagined this benevolent, generous, giving and forgiving, understanding, loving creature. And then I met one. Yeah? But, so be the woman of my dreams. Be her. Be the one out of all your peer group who can be that woman that I hold up as an ideal. Yeah. She would genuinely really care and want to prevent needless deaths amongst children. She wouldn't want to suck down the backside of an animal with grease pouring down either side of her mouth. That's more like a fucking walrus than a woman. Have depth, don't despair. You hold many, many cards. Yeah? And my advice is to play them wisely. Otherwise, you'll end up being buried in a single plot, regretting it. And hell is regret. On that cheery note, I'll love thee and leave thee, you bastards! Ba-da-da, la 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 la, do do do, la 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 la.